Today, Gallup released a poll which found that 6 in 10 Americans have an unfavorable position on President Trump, disagree with his job performance. And this comes after his refusal to impose new um, tactics towards Saudi Arabia in light of Jamal Khashoggi's death. And what I find so comedic is that I remember the Obama era, and when he would have these approval ratings, dipping in light of whatever controversy was going on at the time, and at how at one point a lot of people would say, "Oh, well, polls change all the time. Somebody feels one way this week, that way the other week." But what I find very interesting is I noticed they never denied it. They never tried to say that's fake news, that's not real. This is inaccurate. You can't take this as an indicator of how people actually think, because they knew in their heart of hearts, for as much as I don't necessarily agree with the information that's presented here about other people's attitudes toward someone I support or someone that I like, they had just the basic rationale to say other people don't think the way I do, and there's no agenda behind polling to see what people's approval rating of this particular president is. And I really miss that era, because it means now we're stuck with individuals who, because they've turned their brain off to thinking critically about Trump, they don't want anybody else to think critically. So when they're presented with facts, such as polling that states that there are a majority of individuals who are not a fan of his, they say no. The liberal media, CNN did that, MSNBC touched this, and they might even know within themselves, yeah, that's kind of true. He is unpopular with other people, even if I personally like him. So I'm going to now make excuses for why that can't be the case. Why him having, just a tenure in office that people disagree with is not possible. That we're going to completely eviscerate any chances of taking this seriously. So it's another indicator of me being satisfied by people, for the most part, waking up to how horrible things are right now. But his supporters still, in their own minds, not wanting to accept that this is not good. A lot of times you try to speak to them and you feel almost as if you're screaming at a wall, and that's why I've abandoned such a tactic, because these are people who they support a not an agenda, because they would have been upset at Trump for let's say continuing Obama's 7 wars. They support a man, and in supporting that man, that means a uniform blind devotion to any and everything that he says or does, no matter if it contradicts what was said last year by the same person, what was said 2 years ago by the same individual. It doesn't matter, as long as they can be contemporary in their blind unity for this man. It's all right.